Welcome back to our channel where we talk all things real estate, lifestyle, and relocation in Colorado Springs and Monument, Colorado. Today I want to talk about whether or not you should buy a house in 2024. Before I do, please be sure to like and subscribe and leave us any comments with feedback below. So first off, I want to set the record straight. We get a lot of comments from opinionated people that we're pushing people to buy houses and that all we're out for is the money, and that could not be further from the truth. When we get clients, booking buyer consultations or just asking us for advice, we consider their situation. We have them tell us about their situation, their financial goals, where they want to live long term, job situation, family situation, all those things. And then we give them advice based on their scenario. And sometimes that means that buying is not a good idea. I'm going to cover with you things that you should consider in general to decide whether or not it's a good idea for you to buy a house in 2024. I do suggest that if you're seriously considering it, or you've watched this video and you think you're ready for it, that you should consult a professional like myself or my husband. We're realtors here in Colorado Springs, but if you're in another area, just reach out to a professional that you think you can trust to analyze your situation in more detail. So first thing first is kind of a carryover on what I just discussed, and it's analyzing your situation, your finances. How much debt do you have? What's your credit score? Do you have a job that's stable? Are you happy with the income you're making? And do you have any savings or emergency funds that will prepare you for being a homeowner? We see people all too often kind of rushing into being a homeowner, and that does come with responsibilities, changing out your water heater when it breaks down, doing some maintenance on the property, painting, changing furnace filters, and just doing general maintenance on the property that you wouldn't have the responsibility of if you were renting. So that's something to consider. Are you financially ready? And do you have a stable job to support you being a homeowner? Another one is going to be the rent versus buy comparison. So with that, how much are you paying in rent? How much would your mortgage payment be? And can you justify the long-term benefit of paying a mortgage payment with your home purchase? So some people may pay rent of, say, $1,800. And if they were to buy a home, their mortgage payment would go to $2,500. So that's a $700 increase. And with that, there are long-term benefits of having that mortgage payment, of you owning the home, building equity in it, being able to sell it in the future for a profit. But what you need to ask yourself, is that $700 difference enough for you to take on homeownership? And then something that ties right into that is affordability. Can you afford the $2,500 increase? A lot of times we do see buyers getting pre-approved for mortgages that don't necessarily make sense for their lifestyle. And just because they can afford it on paper does not mean they can afford that mortgage payment in real life. Being pre-approved and being able to afford something are two different things. Another thing that we ask our clients when they're looking to buy is, do they know what location they want to be in, and do they have a good idea of the area? The last thing that you want to do is buy a home in an area that you're not familiar with, jump the gun, and then have to sell the home a year or two later because you're not happy there. Something else to consider is, do you have job stability? The job that is paying you and paying for your bills, are you likely to continue this job in the long run, or is there an opportunity for you to get a better job? So in that case, sometimes we do advise against buying, just because you're more than likely not going to recuperate what you paid or what it will cost you to sell the home in that 1 year of owning it. So there are different scenarios, but if you have a job that maybe is moving headquarters, won't allow you to work from home, or there are uncertainties in your job or your spouse's job, then buying a home might not be the right fit for you. A lot of people feel, that they're behind the curve with not having owned a home or not having bought a home, but there are other things that you can invest in, and I just encourage everyone to make positive strides in the right direction and invest in something, whether it's real estate or something else. Again, I think there are a lot of things to consider, and if you are unsure of whether or not you should buy a home in 2024, feel free to reach out to us or download our buyer guide linked below.